is going on? Quite a bit to talk about. Quite a bit. Floyd Mayweather just had like a little interview, and they asked him about the Canelo Alvarez Billy Joe Saunders fight. And of course, he gave Billy Joe. He said he considers Billy Joe and Kell Brook probably two of the best guys over there, and that Billy Joe is no slouch. He also said that Canelo Alvarez isn't the pound for pound best fighter. That is Terrence Bud Crawford. Salute to Wayne Hennessy in the building. Always holding your boy down. Salute. Oh, man. But, yeah, Floyd Mayweather said that Bud is the best guy pound for pound, regardless of whatever they say about Canelo Alvarez resume and shit like that. So I thought I'll just add that into the stream. But what should we talk about first, right? The Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fight has gotten interesting. It's gotten very interesting. I wasn't too interested before until this week. Was it mind games being played by Billy Joe Saunders? Was this all just mind games to get in Canelo Alvarez's head? We actually haven't seen Canelo Alvarez like this probably since the Edison Lara fight. Kind of out of character, cussing and calling him a pussy and all this other stuff. So we don't really see that from Canelo. And then this whole build up to the fight, when he doing interviews and shit, he was taking shots at a lot of people. Canelo Alvarez normally don't say nothing bad about nobody, but he's been kind of uneasy. Maybe he feels some uneasiness about this fight. Maybe it feels different because Golden Boy is not, there to back him, make sure things fall in his favor. Wayne Hennessy says, just want to see a competitive fight. We'll stay up for it, probably 5 a.m. start, Great Britain. Oh, so you in the UK. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be early for you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts going into this fight. I was questioning, is Billy Joe going to show up and actually come to beat Canelo Alvarez? Because his last, since his European tour, these guys look like they're not really in there to beat Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing with Billy Joe going in. But now that I see that Billy Joe doing all this, and then I think he's serious about winning this fight. And I think he has a good chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. I mean, let's be honest. When Billy's on, he's on. But we haven't seen him on in a long time. But he's a southpaw. He's a bigger guy. He likes to use his legs. He's a stylistic bad matchup for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez don't got the fastest feet. He's not the greatest guy cutting off the ring. Now, the guys he's been fighting, he's able to cut the ring off on these dudes. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that against Billy Joe. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez was Billy Joe talking shit, man. You know what I'm saying? These gypsies know how to play this shit up. You know what I'm saying? They know how to really get shit going, these mind games and the ring size. And, he got Canelo Alvarez and his team kind of coming out of character a little bit. Maybe this is all part of the game from Billy Joe, The camera circles, guys. Come on. Enter. There's a lot of fights with these big young man in your we are the gypsies are different. The gypsies are, yeah. The gypsies. The Mexican. We know. You like loads of beef. You like the beef. The Mexican. The gypsies. Yeah. Beef. You like that beef, yeah? You love the beef. Yeah. You like the beef, yeah? You like the beef. You love the beef. It's good. Juicy beef. Nothing in the ring with someone like that. Put this out. You've not seen anybody with this. Wow, he said you love the beef, don't you? You love the beef. Ooh, I don't know he said all that. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe talking a lot of shit. He's getting under Canelo's skin. You know what I'm saying? He's really getting under Canelo's skin. This is going to be a very interesting fight, people. hold on. We just got a special guest. My man YS Sports Media that just entered the building. Salute, brother.
What's good?
What's good, man?
I saw the little Billy and Canelo. Billy talking like he never tested positive for PEDs.
Yeah.
Bro, you forgot?
Bro, he don't get, bro. It's all part of the mind games. He knows he tested positive. He don't give a fuck. It's all part of the game.
This is the thing, right? I thought it was going to be a Canelo, a competitive
fight. Baby Juju.
I thought it was going to be a competitive fight from the rip. But what Billy shouldn't do is it's certain guys you don't want to antagonize. Because Triple G was antagonizing Canelo.
Yeah.
And then Canelo decided, oh, for real? I'm not a real Mexican? All right, I'm going to walk you down and beat you the fuck up. And he did it.
Mm-hmm. He did. He did. If anything,
when you talking big shit and a dude smiling at you, shaking his head like, yeah, you're in a dangerous place.
Oh yeah, but that could also make Canelo. It could work in his favor or it could work against him. You know what I'm saying? Will he be able to channel that anger and animosity into some really clean boxing, not getting wild, not overshooting his shots and shit? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could, it could backfire. It has a slim chance of backfiring. I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but he's a Mexican, bro. Mexicans, they're designed to come after you. So you antagonizing a Mexican to come after you is like that's what they're bred to do.
Mm-hmm. He gonna be hunting his ass down. It's gonna be a fun fight now. If anything, Billy Joe piqued my interest. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how this thing plays out now. He has a good chance to win.
You like the shit talking. That's the one thing you always been into.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. I like the shit talking. I like the mind games. I like the controversy. It's helping build a story for the fight. This fight was kind of flat until this happened. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of flat. It was just one of those fights. Yeah, it's a good fight. It's happening, whatever. But once Billy Joe started playing his games, you know what I'm saying, talking about the ring and shit, and you know what I'm saying, it made it more interesting. But for me, with that, the whole ring shit and all that, I feel that if you is the best guy, if the guy that they say is the best boxer in the world, the best fighter in the world, it shouldn't matter what size that ring is. But that's just me though. I get it that, you know, Canelo earned his right as the A side, and you know he could dictate this, dictate that, do this, do that, put everything in his favor so he can win a fight. A lot easier than the guy he's facing. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't want to hear nothing. I beat you fair and square, straight up and down. Everything you wanted, you got it. And I beat your ass. I'm the champ. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how boxing works. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately for Canelo, he was dealing with a guy like Billy Joe Saunders who just wasn't going to lay down. I really think they would have walked away from this fight if they didn't, you know, concede with this ringside shit.
Did they concede?
I mean, I guess I guess they came to agreement.
Man, I don't think Canelo conceded. Canelo don't need Billy Joe to sell anything.
But Canelo needs Billy Joe to be undisputed, bro.
Yeah, fans are all about the undisputed. These dudes don't give a fuck.
All of a sudden, Canelo cares though. He normally didn't care about belts, but all of a sudden he's on this belt.
Canelo only cared as soon as David Benavidez got stripped. This dude never tried to fucking never tried to unify shit in the past. So all of a sudden, I believe he just woke up one day and just started to caring about the belts. Now he cared about that the narrative sounded good. As soon as there's any kind of difficult resistance, he'll switch it up again, bro. Like, and I like Canelo, but let's call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
He is a child of Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Whether fans who don't like Floyd, like Mexican fans who don't like Floyd, want to admit it or not, he's a child of Floyd Mayweather. He watched and he learned.
Yep. Yep. But I don't know, bro. Canelo got bad knees. You know what I'm saying? He got one leg. We like to talk about guys with one leg.
Fans, I was the one that was arguing that Billy was going to be a difficult fight. My man Shido said that he was on his European tour. Canelo was on his European tour. And he wasn't feeling it, man.
I wasn't feeling it, bro, because these dudes be, bro. You know I'm a bro. These dudes wasn't trying to hurt Canelo. They wasn't fighting him for real. So that gave me the impression like, okay, Billy Joe might be on that same bullshit. Go up in here, play around, and lay down.
Hey, yo, I got a question.
But you have been saying that Billy Joe could win this fight, and he probably, you know what I'm saying? You've been saying that. So,
yo, I got a question. And this is going to sound crazy, but I just thought about this. When's the last time Canelo fought a fighter that wasn't from Europe?
When the last time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Chavez Jr.?
Get out of here. No way it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because Triple G.
Oh, no, Jacobs.
Okay. Jacobs broke the streak. Okay.
Yeah. But it was, what did it start with? It started with Rocky. It's Triple G, Rocky Fielding, Jacobs, Kovalov, Callum Smith, Abney Yurdim, Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep, European tour. I mean, so Canelo, I don't know. This fight, I think it could play out probably three ways. I don't see Canelo knocking him out unless Billy Joe gets lax and makes a mistake. But I do see it being kind of a sloppy, emotional type fight at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Canelo getting frustrated because he can't catch this guy. Billy Joe's moving around. Canelo throwing his hands in there like, come on, let's fight. And, you know what I'm saying? Billy Joe moving around the ring and shit, showboating, trying to be like Fury and shit. Throwing shots here and there.
I mean, I definitely could see that. I definitely can see that. That's a possibility.
Because Canelo's going to want to really go show up and show out. He's fighting pretty much at home in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to want to show up and show out. Especially this dude been talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Canelo calling motherfuckers pussy, bro. He don't be doing that.
Oh, yeah. And I gotta go after this. I wanted to stop by and show you some love. But you can't call a dude pussy because he don't want to succumb to your every demand. It's like, bro, you're the worst when it's come to this A-side shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can honestly say that Canelo Alvarez has taken it to a whole different level. Mm-hmm. Like I don't remember rehydration clauses. Like Manny Pacquiao was pretty bad too. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that Manny was bad. Like Manny would throw a catch weight on his grandma. Like, oh no, you got to put the dude down. You got to put the dude down. You can't gain more than 10. Nah, grandma.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Canelo would throw a catch weight on you with the rehydration clause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he put a lot of stipulations on fighters, bro. He put a lot of stipulations on fighters. And a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that shit, but that's what he be doing. But they say, well, Floyd did it.
Yeah, it's a 5-week turnaround. So 5 weeks from the fight you just had. Rehydration clause with a catch weight. Like, they'll stack it back.
Yeah. Then you ain't got no fans.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't got no judges. No British judges or nothing.
Yeah, all the judges are from America.
He tried to throw the 18-footer on you.
Yeah. Trying to give you the 18 ball.
Man, tried to trap him in the cage, bro, the phone booth. You ain't going
Now,
nowhere.
Eddie said the contracted ring size was 20 feet. So if it was 20 feet, then Eddie, why did y'all show up with an 18-foot ring?
Right.
And from what managers told me, that ring size is always in the contract. So when Billy Joe's people was acting like it wasn't, they were fraud and said it's always in the contract. And then I talked to some people that build rings, and they said that promoters will come to them and say, okay, I want a hard ring, I want a soft ring, I want a big ring, I want a small ring. Whoever the A side is. So they said if Floyd's the A side, Floyd's gonna want a hard ring.
Right.
If it was like a guy that comes forward and he's fighting a boxer and he was the A side, he want a soft ring.
Yep. So they got legs to be tired. Yep.
Yeah. So if you notice when Vlad was trying to fight Fury, it was all that memory foam underneath the picture.
Yep. Try to slow him down.
Yeah, so that's just how it rolls. But thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody subscribe to my man YSM Sports Media, man.
But yeah, I'm out. I'm about to go eat.
All right, bro. Peace out, man.
All right.
Yep. But yeah, salute to everybody in the building. Drizzy KO, salute. Ashton Allman, salute. Psycho Boxer Fan Watts, salute. Mark Chilombo, salute. Leonard Thomas, salute. He said, Psycho Boxer Fan says, y'all can't see blowjob Saunders already trying to make excuses. Come on, man. 2020 ring is pretty standard. Yeah, it is. It's pretty standard. But it's mind games, bro. Billy Joe is playing mind games. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this was the play just to get in this guy's head. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they come from a lineage of fighters. They know all the dirty tricks and shit, man. This is mind games. We haven't seen Canelo like this since Eddie Lara pressed him. And that was years ago. And that wasn't like this. You know? Eddie Reynoso come talking about, yeah, we go knock him out. You know what I'm saying? They normally don't talk like that. So Billy Joe got in his head, if anything. He says, Wayne Hennessy says, could you imagine in basketball if Lakers, the ace said that the A side and the B side team can only have 6 foot players on the best set foot? Man, I'm telling you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Only in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo Alvarez fans are vicious, right? They vicious. They some vicious dudes. You know what I'm saying? But let's just be honest. Canelo's, he's a dope fighter, but he put a lot of stipulations on fighters and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He put a lot of stipulations on fighters. Rehydration clauses and all types of shit. But the built-in excuse, well, he earned the right to do it. Well, then it's never really a fair fight then. You ain't really the best fighter then. You just using your star power, your popularity, and politics in your favor to manipulate the game. You're not really the fucking best then. You got to take them how they come. You know what I'm saying? We gonna learn a lot this Saturday. We gonna see what happens. I don't know who I got winning yet, but we gonna see what the fuck happens. Because Canelo likes to put stipulations on fighters, and Billy Joe wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe wasn't having it. Yeah, hold up. Let me get the. Yeah, Billy Joe wasn't having that shit. So Canelo, he pissed off because most guys. Hey, I can see a draw happening, Mark, but most guys, succumb to his bullshit. They be like, "Hey, man, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to get in the ring, get the fight." They be pulling punches and shit. You know what I'm saying? They be pulling punches and shit. They don't be fighting for real. They don't be fighting for real. What's good?
Hey, man, how you doing, man?
What's good, man?
It's Leonard, man.
What's good, bro?
Man, you been ducking me like you claim Earl's ducking Bud.
Man.
You that?
Hell no, bro.
Yeah, you
Look,
have, man.
man.
It's been months.
Bro, there's nothing else to talk about when it comes to Crawford Spence. It's over
Yes,
with, bro.
there is. Hey, man, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. Man,
Go ahead.
I just want to get on. I just want to get on and shoot the shit with you, man. That's
Yeah, that's
all.
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
dropping off my girl. I'm dropping off my girl, and she just get back from the beach. But nah, man, I don't know who you're talking about, man. Hey, Spence gave. Okay, I don't mean to be disrespectful and change your conversation, but I got to get my piece out. Then we can talk about the Billy Joe thing. But Spence gave Crawford a plan. And what was that plan? You know the plan. He said, "I'm gonna fight Crawford for undisputed last," and he's been keeping his word, has he not?
He said
Exactly.
he told Terrence Crawford get a belt. We can
Okay.
make it happen.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Bud got the belt. Then they start
Okay.
talking this, that, and the third. He ain't done nothing. He ain't fought nobody. His resume weak. All these excuses start flying in. Once he beat Jeff Horn like he did. All the
Okay.
excuses came.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
When Earl said get a belt, he did not say get a belt and I'll fight you immediately. He said basically what he was saying was get a belt for me to even consider fighting you. That's like saying this. That's like saying if you have somebody off the street saying I'm trying to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he's not even the champion in welterweight yet. Does that make any sense? Honestly, does that make any sense?
How you gonna tell the man under you? Terrence Crawford just ain't any fighter, bro. He's the undisputed champion. He was the guy.
At 140.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Listen,
He was the guy. What did Mikey Garcia do to get a fight with Spence, bro?
So basically,
What did
that was
Mikey do?
all right. So when Mikey fought Earl, that was a showcase fight. Let me be honest with you. That was a showcase fight. That was just to build Earl's profile. I mean, nobody thought Mikey was going to win that fight. Let's be honest. Anybody logical didn't think he was going to win that fight. That was
But
a
Earl hopped
showcase
on that
fight.
quick. Earl hopped on that quick.
I
Mikey wasn't bringing no belt. He wasn't bringing nothing.
So
but being Mexican, that's it.
And so if I was Earl, I would have done the same thing. That's an easy win. That's a pound for pound fighter. You know, black versus Mexican sells. You know, we all know race sells in boxing. So that was a good fight. You know, I mean, that was a layup fight.
Yeah,
I would have took that fight.
Yeah, he taking layups, but man, we want to see you fight the best.
I want to see him fight Crawford. Don't get it twisted. I want to see him fight Crawford too. But to be honest with you, I want to see that fight for undisputed. I don't want to see that fight. Okay, now this is Earl's mindset. Okay, I'm gonna speak for him. This is what I think. So if you have Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, if I'm Earl Spence, if I know Terrence Crawford is gonna be my toughest fight, why in the world would I face him? Why would I not face him last? Would you face your final level boss? Would you face your final level boss? Would you face him preliminaries, or would you face him last?
Bro, I feel that in the sport of boxing, when it's time to fight, it's time to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's been time for them to fight. We about to be talking about a Fury Wilder 3 possibly. These guys about to fight 3 times, and we still ain't got Crawford versus Spence, dude.
So
what's the holdup? Why you fighting Ugas over Crawford?
That's
why you just ain't gonna fight Crawford? Let Ugas be the victory lap.
So okay, so you're telling me if let's say theoretically Earl beats Crawford, right? You just say he beat him, and then he fought Ugas last. You feel like that would be the prize at the end. That would be the ending movie scene where you be man.
Not necessarily, but I think it's time to fight already. Why this Ugas Spence fight ain't been announced yet, dog?
I don't know. I think I was laughing when you said I think Ugas ain't about to give that belt up that quickly though.
No, he ain't
about to give that up. No, he ain't about to give that up.
He's playing hardball just like Crawford, bro.
And
he's playing hardball.
I think he wants to get a couple. He wants to marinate. He wants to get a couple fights in, get a couple paydays being champion, and then fight Spence. He's not about to give it up like that.
Right. So then, what's Spence gonna do?
So I mean, I think at least that's what I think. I think
because Spence, the walls is closing in, dog. He got Ennis on his heels. So if he don't fight a unification fight, he hasn't fought an IBF mandatory since 2018. They would be like, look, we go book Ennis as your mandatory.
No, yeah. I mean, I know about the, I know about Ennis. But why does everybody
Ennis put when you can just go and fight Crawford?
Why does everybody put Ennis on Spence and nobody puts none on Crawford?
How can we keep in the IBF? He's like number 3.
No. I mean, yes, I know. I already know he's in, but that's no excuse. I want to hear people give the same energy that they give Spence for Ennis. I want to give the same energy to Bud. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's not right. I mean, you got Spence is facing all this tough competition. And then you have Crawford not facing him. I'm sorry, I like Crawford. Don't get it twisted, man. It's a brother, so I gotta support him. But he's not facing a tough competition,
bro. Mean Machine is a tough fighter, bro. What you mean tough competition?
Mean Machine
beats Mikey Garcia. Mean Machine beats Mikey Garcia.
My God.
Mean Machine beats Lamont Peterson.
Oh
yes,
gosh.
Yes.
You can't make no excuses, dog. You can't. Mean Machine,
bro. Mean.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You can't make no excuses, man.
Bro, Mike? You think Mike Garcia could beat Mean Machine?
Now, yeah, maybe first move.
Mean Machine stays in the gym, bro. He's a gym rat. You know what I'm saying? Mikey's fat.
But Mean Machine was a guy who had never even fought for a title before. I mean, let's be real.
It don't matter. That was his path, bro.
He never. So how can we say how good was he really? He never fought for a title. Jose Benavidez, it was a man who's never fought for a title. We have Amir Khan. Even say what you want about Amir Khan, but at least before he got hit in his nuts, he was coming back.
Hell no, Amir Khan.
Yeah, he was coming. He was getting some shots in.
He got hit in the leg, bro. He got hit in the leg. He folded, dog. He was scared. He wanted out, man. Crawford's scary. He wanted out of there, man. We never seen that happen to Amir Khan.
And listen, with Jeff Horn. Now, actually, I give Crawford his credit. I think Jeff Horn's his best win because he was moving up in weight and was able to dog him like that.
Crawford fought some solid guys. Okay,
you were Gamboa. People love to give Spence shit for fighting Mikey, but nobody gives Crawford shit for fighting Gamboa. And Gamboa was way small compared to Crawford.
Pull Gamboa up 2 weight classes, bro.
But Mikey fought at 140 before. I don't want to hear it. Mikey at least fought at 140 multiple times. He fought at least at 140 twice.
Man, Mikey Garcia he had no chance in that fight, bro.
He didn't have no chance. But what I'm saying is this: at least Mikey was undefeated. Mikey had fought at 140 before, and Mikey was a pound for pound top 5 fighter. I mean, you can say what you want to say about him, but at least he had a pulse. I mean, he wasn't going to win. Don't get it twisted. He wasn't going to win, but he had a pulse. And then you have Crawford. I'm not trying to discredit him. I like Crawford. I'm not trying to. I may be giving him shits in your comment section, but I like Crawford. But I do want to see him in better competition. And I will admit, I actually have Crawford to show you how much of a fanboy I'm not. I have Crawford above Spence on my pound for pound list. I have Spence 3. I have Crawford 2. I have Canelo 1. And you're not gonna give me this excuse that Crawford's above Canelo. Crawford is not above Canelo.
Bro. The only reason why Canelo may be above Bud is because he's able to secure the opponents. Why? Because he's the money man in boxing.
Okay, but he's
a feared fighter. He's feared.
I'm not saying because he's feared, but he's proven, right?
Yeah, Canelo had the golden role laid out him since the beginning. He fought Floyd Mayweather at 23 years old. He could have fought Keith Thurman, gave Keith Thurman that juice, but now he gave it to Canelo. Now here we are today, manipulating fights and shit, and having all these stipulations on fighters.
And I listen.
Crawford take them how they come. Crawford ain't about the super A side of motherfucker.
I give him that, and at least Canelo, he's like Pacquiao, man. He put all those stipulations on people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, at least with Spence, he has been dominating. Say what you want about Sean. That fight was not close. That fight was 8 rounds. That fight was 8. Okay, Boxing is based off of the Queensberry rules. Everybody knows boxing is based off of that. It's hit and don't get hit. That's what people hated Floyd, because he would hit and he would not get hit. When Porter was landing shot, he was landing on his arms and he was missing a lot, bro. Go back and watch it in slow motion. That fight was 8 rounds to 4 plus a knockdown. The reason why that fight seemed so close was, one, because people thought Spence was just gonna run him over, and then Porter was landing big shots and was highly active. But when it comes off of the points, it was not that close. That fight actually should have been ruled a unanimous decision for Earl, because if you really look at the fight, just look at it again, slow it down. Porter was not landing on Spence's face. He was not, and that's how I measure a fight. I measure it just like the way people hate Floyd, because he does all that pity pat shit. Well, that, to me, that's winning the fight. When you're landing and when you're landing and not getting hit in your face, that's how I score a fight. I mean, that's what boxing forces you, right? I mean, I don't think
Sean Porter was in that fight. He arguably won. For me, the knockdown was the difference.
That's it. You see, this is
Spence
what I'm talking about.
If anything, Spence was like one step ahead of Sean at times, but Sean was right there. But Sean couldn't surpass him.
He couldn't.
Spence got the knockdown.
But we have to be honest. This was a Spence who did not take training serious, and this was a Spence. I mean, before the
and whose fault is that?
That's his.
See, Terrence Crawford don't do that. Terrence Crawford stays in the gym, straight kumite, blood sport, ready.
I give him that.
Spence doing the whoa with his mans and hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't defend that.
Now let me say this, because I'm a segue to the Porter conversation, because we heard that Sean Porter pretty much came out and said that Al Heyman or somebody above him is blocking the fight. They pretty much not letting him fight.
Al Heyman just said, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna say it like it's a mythical figure. Now, this could be the play for Errol Spence too. Errol Spence isn't allowed to fight Terrence Crawford. Why? Because Al Heyman said no. Why? Why Sean Porter can't fight him? Why? Because Al Heyman said no.
You know what? And I agree with. Listen, if I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason why the fight's not happening is because of Errol. But I don't think he's ducking him. I think he wants to fight him for Undisputed. That's my claim. That's what I'm saying. I do think the fight's not happening because of Earl. But it's not because Earl doesn't want to fight him or he's scared to fight him. It's nothing to do with that. So he wants to fight him for Undisputed. And Al Heyman is paying it like a G, like a mafia boss. Listen, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder did not do. I mean, they did good numbers, but you got to think about it. They had to split it between the networks. And if Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder can only do about 700,000-800,000, Spence Crawford probably only does maybe 600,000 maybe. And you got to think about you got to split that in between the networks. So how much are they really making out?
They can fight 2 or 3 times depending on how competitive the fights are. We could be talking about the rematch right now. You know what I'm saying? They can make a lot of money together. It's a highly anticipated matchup between 2 undefeated American fighters.
And you know what? I gotta have to say this, because you got Crawford fanboys say, "Oh, what does Earl do better than us?" Right? Because you said it before. What does Earl do better than Crawford? Mm-hmm. You said that before. You believe that Crawford is more skilled. I'm gonna tell you what Errol Spence does better. Errol Spence has a better jab than Terrence Crawford does. Errol Spence has better fundamentals than Terrence Crawford does. Errol Spence measures distance better than Terrence Crawford does. Terrence Crawford is better offensively. He has a better ring IQ. Terrence Crawford better at hitting you in between your shots. So they both do things better than each other. But I don't want to hear that they say that Errol Spence got better defense than Crawford. I mean, Crawford was getting hit by Mean Machine. He got dropped. How you gonna get dropped by that boy, man?
Hell no, bro. Mean Machine ain't some slouch, bro.
Okay, so he wasn't slouch before Crawford.
Mean Machine fight Sean Porter. I would love to see any of those fights. Mean Machine versus Porter.
So Mean Machine.
Yes, I want to see these fights.
So Mean Machine wasn't shit before he fought Crawford, but after he fought Crawford and gave Crawford a little bit of run for his money, then he was something, right? That's how it works. That's what I'm saying, man. He wasn't shit before.
Nobody knew who he was. It wasn't that he wasn't shit. We just never heard it again. We never seen him. We never seen much of him. We seen him in the fight against Ray Robinson, but he really showed up and showed out for the Crawford fight.
Let me ask you, who do you have for the Canelo and the BJS fight?
I really don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. Now I can see Billy Joe winning a fight. I
Now,
can.
because I mean, you remember that robbery that Canelo got from against Laura. Laura really beat that ass. I don't know that Laura beat that ass. He because he struggles from that slick style. If it's a fair, I mean, I probably would still favor Canelo, but what I'm saying is he struggles against those slick styles. He does, and because he has no feet. I mean,
Yeah,
he's good at the upper body movement, but when it comes to his lower body, he ain't he ain't all there. But I
this
mean,
fight could be interesting.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, and I got to give Billy his props as a man because he's still in his 2 feet, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna walk if I don't get my ring size. And everybody always bends over for Canelo and stuff. I mean, I get he's an A side, but everybody bends over for Canelo. And it's like he puts all these stipulations on fighters, and I'm glad that he's still his too. And so you know what, you're gonna give me this ring size.
Hey,
So,
Frenchie Capone 313, salute, bro. He says Mean Machine will beat everyone ass at PBC, but he will have problems with Thurman. Facts.
oh my! And then see, he beats everybody, but he has Thurman. Thurman, he's a good fighter, but Thurman's past it, man. I
You think
love
he's
Thurman, but
past it?
he's past it. He's bad. This would be another 2 years that he hasn't fought nobody. This will actually be probably his longest. This will be no, not for real. For real. Once it
Yeah,
reaches,
you're right.
yeah, by June, this would be his longest layoff ever. Could you believe it?
Damn. Yeah, man.
It's
I
even longer
mean,
than when he fought before he fought
let's
Pat.
touch on that real quick, Keith Thurman, because this is a problem. Like this
Correct.
dude been taking 2 or 3 years off at a time for the past how many years,
For a while.
bro? Like we seen him fight
For
Jose
a while.
Cito, Pacquiao, and that's it. Like we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I know.
When last
Because
time we
but
seen him fight before
it's
that?
he's just his hunger ain't there, man. He is it's not there no more. The Keith of old, don't duck me, son, don't duck me, son. That's gone, man. That's gone. I mean, Keith is good. No, don't get it twisted. I mean, I would like to see Keith in there with Crawford and Spence, but he needs a tune up or two because if he goes in there now, I think he might get stopped. I'm just saying he might get stopped. I mean, I like Keith, but Keith, his hunger was never there. I mean, after that, he started touching those millions that Heyman was giving him. It was a it was a wrap. You know.
Yeah, Thurman, he had a baby already. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
had a baby.
Did he have a boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. And then as soon as he went to India and he got him his wife, he's like he became that's a homebody.
But let's just say this though. If Al Heyman is blocking Sean Porter or whoever is blocking Sean Porter from fighting Terrence Crawford,
Hmm.
who the fuck is Sean Porter gonna fight?
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? And I think that I'm a reasonable person, man. I'm logical. I think that Sean Porter is worth about 2.5 million. If you're gonna give up 2 million, give Sean about 2.5 because he doesn't have a belt. I think 2.5 is fine. That's what I think. I think 2.5 is adequate plus the pay-per-view backside, and I think that Crawford versus Porter. I mean, that'd be. I think that's a fair split for Porter.
I don't
Um,
even think it's about splits, bro. I think somebody up top told Porter, "Nah, you can't fight, dude."
Nah, I think that Heyman. I mean, because you got to read it between the lines. I mean, he just said right now. He says people on my team have been telling me that's not the move right now. I mean, I think that's what he just said. And I know what Heyman thinks like a boss, man. So he got that. He don't say much. So I mean,
So
you don't
basically,
speak ever.
what I think Al Heyman is doing is waiting till Terrence Crawford contract is up,
Me too. Me too. I do
and
think that.
then
I
that's
think
when
that's
they go.
true.
Then they go offer Crawford the fights with a deal, et cetera, et cetera. That could possibly be the play.
I
You
think
know what
so
I'm
too.
saying?
But if Crawford resigns, man, you can't. Yeah, come on, you're gonna have to get on his ass because if he resigns with top rank, the only person on there really is Virgil Ortiz. And then if you, I mean,
He's gone golden boy.
yeah,
So
I mean,
no,
yeah. I mean, who else is top other than PBC? Maybe you have Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor when move up, but then they'll be moving up. They need probably a tune up or something. So I mean, it's like who does he have? I mean, we're really grabbing on straws here. I mean, so I mean, I want to see him in a class type fight, but it's like what I'm saying is this: people blame Spence, but it's not just Spence. Some blame has to be put on Crawford too. If I was Crawford, I'd be screaming at the rooftops. I'd be like, Porter, come on, man, fight me. Fuck that friendship. This is boxing. Okay, this is boxing. This is not no friend. You could be friends after the fight and go to Pizza Hut and get your pizza, whatever. But when this fight's gonna happen, the lead up to the fight and the fight, that's when we have to throw the friendship out the window.
I don't even think it's about that, bro. Bob, Al Heyman said no. Because this is an opportunity for Sean Porter. Why wouldn't he take it? Who else Sean go fight? He fought everybody already but Crawford.
Yeah,
they stopping him from, potentially beating the pound for pound king, man.
And then I you know what's crazy too about I remember when I told you about don't count your chickens too early with the Manny Pacquiao and Crawford thing. Oh, you was doing your victory lap. I was like, man. Both fans were going off. You guys were, was jumping for joy. He said, yeah, right, motherfucker. That's why Crawford don't need Spence. Crawford the A side. And I mean, you guys were just going off, man. I'm like, listen, I mean, if he gets it, he gets it. I wasn't hating, but you know what pissed me off? As soon as I heard the Crawford fanboys start shitting on Spence and that's what you get, huh? You wanted to go to A side, huh? You want to get a big head, huh? And they started, man. I'm like, that's when I'm like, fuck that. So I was kind of rooting against him not to get it because I was tired of it, man. And I'm logical, man. I'm gonna be logical with you, man. Even though I do like certain fighters, we all have a slight bias towards people, but I can still be objective and logical about things, So, like I said, do I think that Spence is ducking Crawford? No, I do not. But do I think the fight is held up because of Spence currently? Yes. But do I think Spence should fight Crawford for Undisputed? Do I think it's going to happen? Yes, unless like a Pacquiao or a mandatory. But other than that, again, Spence is not going to have any nowhere else to hide, so to speak. So I do think that fight, should be happening for Undisputed. I do.
I mean, it should have been happened. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they playing this little Monopoly game and got Crawford on the waiting list and shit. But Mark Chalombo says PBC has no interest in signing Crawford. When did they ever show interest? The PBC riding Crawford's name like they did Canelo when he left Golden Boy.
But that makes no sense because Crawford's not as big as Canelo. So how does that even make any sense? How can they be right? Spence is bigger than Crawford. So why would they be riding Crawford? I mean, let's just be honest here. I mean, he's a talented fighter.
Is Spence really that much bigger than Crawford? I don't really think so.
I don't think that he's it's like so wide, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You have Spence doing better seat numbers and better pay-per-view numbers. I mean, he's putting behinds in seats. Spence is ducked Crawford out of fear. The man straight admitted that he didn't want to fight him, so stop lying. He didn't say he didn't want to fight in Black Wolverine. He didn't say he wanted. He said, I said, why would I not hit him my side of the street and then go for you? Listen, listen. People know me on YouTube, kind of like, oh, you defend Spence, man. I'm a man of my word. If I see Spence, if he doesn't change up his energy, as soon as he gets this third belt, and if he didn't change up his energy and try to fight Crawford, then I'll say, you know what, I was wrong, and Spence is ducking Crawford. I'm about afraid to admit if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm about afraid to admit that I'm wrong.
Boxing Syndicate says Spence said belts don't feed my children when Bud was brought up. What does that mean?
Oh, Boxing Syndicate. That's the guy I be getting on his YouTube because he be going in on
So look at Boxing Syndicate.
Nah, he cool though, but him be going, he be saying, man, stop defending Spence, man. This is what's wrong with boxing. I'm like, nah, man. No, but I'm logical, man. But what do you say? He says belts don't feed my children. Well, belts don't. Floyd said the same thing. Belts don't feed nobody's children. Well, does belts feed somebody's children? But what does that quote have to do with facing Crawford? All he said was belts don't feed my children. So does that mean just because he says belts don't feed my children, does that mean that he doesn't want to fight Crawford? Yes or no, Bushido?
Yeah, that means he don't want to fight, bro.
How do you infer that?
He's coming up with new excuse every time. 80-20 and belts don't feed my kids and all that. Like, bro, That shut up and box shit dead. Who said shut up and box? What is he doing here? What do you want to do next? I'm gonna go on my ranch. Like, are you kidding me,
hold
bro?
on. So let's get this in proper context. Before Spence said that, what did Crawford say? I don't need Spence. My legacy is set. I don't need Crawford was the first one to say he don't need Spence.
We all know Terrence Crawford just said that so he won't be getting bullied out here in the public. You know what I'm saying? They tried to bully Bud in the public with politics and bullshit. I don't really need dude.
But we all
know Bud showed up to that man's fight for a reason.
So we just gonna absolve Crawford from any blame, right? Like he's not a part of doing nothing, right? It's just all Spence, right? It can't be Crawford can't do no wrong. It's even though he's the one who first said. That's what I'm saying, man. Come on, man. You guys gotta be fair.
Spence really took that and held on to that. We all know Crawford wants to fucking fight. You know
I'm sure he does. I think Spence wants it too, but I think he wants
Spence energy changed when it came up to Crawford.
Do you really think?
What
are you saying? What are you saying?
Mark Chalombo says, he says, so if PBC doesn't have interest in signing Crawford, then how would they sign him?
So how would you know if they don't have interest though? That's just him just guessing. How would Mark? How do you know they don't have interest? I'm sure they want to sign. I'm sure they want to sign Crawford, but you gotta understand, Al Heyman's just an advisor. He's not a he's just an advisor. So it's not like it's not quite the same, but still, how do you know that if they don't want to sign him? I'm sure they'd love to have one of the top top 2 pound for pound fight. I like both fighters, but Crawford isn't no sucker like Spence. I lost a lot of respect for him after he admitted that he didn't want to fight the man. Period. Listen, man. This is. I know I'm on a pro Crawford channel, man, but so I know a lot of your brothers ain't gonna agree with me, man. But listen, man. I just like to think about. I have to go by actions. Spence has been showing me and being a man of his word that he's cleaning up his side. So if I'm going by action and not just people speaking and we gotta go by what the man's saying. I mean, he's proven it. We can't just go by words, right? He's been proving it. He got Sean, he got in car wreck, came back, got a tune up in Danny. Now he's about to fight Ugas. Did he get for that third belt? So is he not being a man of his word?
Well, he did say, why don't he take the easy road?
That's what I'm saying. You can't call that a duck. That's just being smart. You can't call that a duck.
Oh no!
I'll take the shit, and I will take the easy road too. I'll take the easy road. I'll take the easy road too. So, you know what I'm saying? Why? Well, he also said, "Why don't I take the easy road?" Yeah, I mean, why would he take the easy road? What? But shit, I mean, why have you on here? Who do you So you want to see this third Tyson Fury versus Wilder fight?
Absolutely.
So do you think that it was rigged the second fight?
Yep.
See, this is
I believe all that. Yeah, I believe all of it.
I don't want.
I got a whole playlist talking about it.
I love Wilder, man, but I just think he got his ass whooped. I mean, it is what it is, man. I just think he got his ass whooped. I mean, it
is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we gonna see what happens when they fight again.
I mean, because I don't want to. But let's be honest here. I mean, I just think that Wilder doesn't want to accept it. That's just what it boils down to. I don't think he wants to accept it.
What you mean? Wilder been moved on from that, bro. He's a rich man now.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that he just, I think that he doesn't want to. I mean, he moved on, but he honestly feels like he got cheated.
Bro, he's been working. What you mean?
But I mean, it's about the Tyson Fury joint. I don't think that he believe he really truly fairly lost that fight. I think that he just thinks that he got cheated, and I like Wilder, but if I'm being honest with you, I just think that he just lost it fair and square. It doesn't mean he can't win the third fight, because he got that one-hitter quitter, and that'll take anybody out. When he catches somebody clean. I mean,
I don't really want to get too deep into the whole Tyson Fury nonsense. I think Tyson Fury is a gimmick. I think he's a joke. I don't think much of the guy. I think it's all smoke and mirrors.
So you
Okay?
have who you have
He's
after
the
he drops.
I got AJ and Wilder both beating him.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Yep, they both beating
Okay.
him.
Okay.
He
Well, I
ain't
mean,
gonna be able to play no games. It's gonna be a real fight this time. It ain't gonna be
mm,
no funny business with the gloves. It ain't gonna be no mysterious drugging is in the back. It ain't gonna be none of that shit. It's gonna be a real fight. He want to talk about Canelo giving Billy Joe a fair one. How about you give Wilder a fair one?
we talking about oh yeah, he talking about Tyson Fury. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was wrong. That was wrong, man. He didn't because there was obligated to a third fight, right? I mean that was wrong, man. I think they weren't they supposed to fight for a third time.
yeah, but
Yeah, that's
they
wrong.
likely out. Actually, Bob Arum came out and said something. He said something. Pretty much that Eddie Hearn is on some bullshit. I think Bob Arum pretty much is telling us that they lost that arbitration and they can't deal with AJ at all right now. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. He said something earlier. Let me see.
And
But I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, I like Wilder, but I'm the type of person is like if you lose a fight, you lose some, you gotta, when somebody's better than you in something, you just gotta admit it and just try to get your rematch. Say, I lost this one, but let's get it again. I think I can beat you the next time. I just feel like a man just gotta take. That's how I was raised. Like, like if you lose, you lose. Just come back stronger the next time and win. But you just gotta accept, what happens. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to, but then again, Tyson Fury is hasn't he been caught cheating before or something like that?
absolutely,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
absolutely.
so
Boar
there's
meat, just like beating up people, sparring partners with fucked up gloves and egg weights and shit, like all types of
yeah,
shit he be doing. You know what I'm saying?
yes. So I wouldn't put it past
He's a
Fury to do
fighter.
that.
He's a fighter that's passing his prime. He got to do these dirty tricks. He's the biggest guy in the sport, and he got to do all these dirty tricks. You know what I'm saying? He can't just fight straight up. Wilder's such a bum. He's such a dosser. But you even got points taken away in a fight. You were so dirty. You hit him all in the back of the head. You did all types of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Bushido, man, my favorite quote from you, man, when you're like, yeah, man, you gotta get him up out of there, man. You gotta get him up out of there. You gotta get him up out of there. Can you say that for me, man? Get him up out of there, man.
Yeah, get him up out of there. You got to get him up out of there.
I love you said that. That makes me laugh. He say, you could say what you want about Bud, but he don't play with his bumps. He gets him up out of there.
Yeah, he get him up out of there, man. Run him right out the ring.
But I want to see the third fight, but I mean, I do think Tyson wins the third fight. I mean, I think that's just a bad style matchup. But then who knows? Because Wilder's getting better. I mean, it looks like he's getting better on the mitts. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I can't. I'm very confident Deontay Wilder knocks him out in like 5.
Are you gonna bet money on that?
I might.
All right. Don't bet too much. Don't bet too much.
I don't think Fury could do it again. I don't think he could do it again. He's not gonna be able to do it again. You know what I'm saying? That man we seen that took off that mask and that fucking bell ring, he had no legs from the opening bell. It wasn't from the suit. It was from something else. There's a lot of fucking shit in boxing. You know
I think
because
maybe he knocked off his equilibrium. So I think that might have been it. I'm not sure.
That ain't what it is, man. Deontay Wilder is probably one of the toughest guys in the division. We've seen him hit by much harder punchers than Tyson Fury. And yet the lightest punching guy at the division did that much damage in that short of period of time. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. The most lightest puncher in the division did that much damage to one of the toughest guys in the division. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But let's change the subject because I don't really like talking about that shit. This Canelo Billy Joe fight, really good now. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? It might be some type of draw or something. Hit the like button for your boy, man.
I think that Billy got a chance though. I think that if he got a chance, but you know when you go up against Canelo, you fighting against the judges, You fighting against the ring. You fighting against everything. You got. I mean, you fight against the crowd. I mean, nothing's on your side.
Bro. Billy Joe and his team, they smart. They come from a lineage of fighters. They know already going in a fight with a guy like Canelo Alvarez, I'm already down 4 or 5 rounds. I'm already going to be down 4 rounds as soon as that bell ring. I'm already down 4 rounds. So I got to get to work. I got to do something.
I think that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think because Billy Joe was, I think he's gonna stick and move, and I think that's his. I mean, that's because we know that he suffers from that quote unquote slick black style. So if he goes,
Billy
in
Joe
there
can use his legs, unlike these other British guys, that Canelo's been fighting. Billy Joe knows how to use his legs.
Yeah,
so
he does.
We go see, man. It's gonna be a Canelo got slow feet.
But I'm kind of disappointed in my man Jamal, because I think he's ducking Benavidez, and that doesn't make no. I think he could beat Benavidez. I mean, it'll be a barn burner. That'll be a fight for the hood, man. I would love to see that fight. That fight would be. I mean, you can see them. They'll be throwing. I mean, they'll be throwing bombs. Could you imagine your Jamal versus Benavidez? What type of bombs they be throwing at each other?
Jamal Charlo don't want to fight nobody, bro. That's what I'm convinced. He don't want to fight nobody tough. He want to collect his paydays and continue taking the easy road. He chilling, man. He coasting through. He ain't worried about no Canelo. He ain't worried about Benavidez, Plant, Eubanks, Andre, none of that. He just want to fight Mr. Mahoo and collect his bag and live his life.
And you know what's so crazy? I favor Maul to beat Benavidez, and I favor him to beat. I know you don't agree, but Andre. I mean,
Jamal could very well beat both of those guys, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He has a great chance. Is what I'm saying. He has a great chance.
I don't know what's up with Jamal.
Especially based off the last fights, I saw a great improvement for Jamal. But I mean,
says Maul ain't ducking Benavidez, but he ducking Andre. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say he ain't ducking a guy in a higher weight class. But since he did entertain that fight with Benavidez a little bit, then you could say some shit. But I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think they should have fought. I think Jamal could fight at that weight. But I mean, like I said,
who do you have winning Benavidez and on Maul?
I got Jamal winning.
Yeah, okay.
I think Jamal can beat a lot of these guys, man, but he don't want to fight nobody.
I think so too. I think he's underestimating himself.
I think he probably lost some killer instinct. He's rich. You know what I'm saying? He probably lost some killer instinct. He don't really have that drive to go out there and really fight the tough fights like that no more.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Jamel, he's the fiery one. He's always ready to fight.
I think Jamel beats Castano this summer. Yeah, definitely. But I think it's not going to be easy though, because Castano is going to bring that. I've never seen. In recent memory where I can think of where I've seen like that type of just that pressure. Not even Sean Porter can bring that type of pressure Castano can bring. That is solid pressure. That's like because Jamel, I think he's gonna have to earn his Undisputed that fight. I think he's gonna really have to dig deep. I don't think he's just gonna go in there and just knock him around the ring and just think he's gonna have an easy time and have his way, because that's not gonna happen. I think that Jamel is gonna go in there with Castano. They're gonna battle for dominance, because Jamel's not gonna want to back up and Castano's not gonna want to back up. But I think Jamel wins only because of his boxing ability. I think that if they're even in the department of like pressure, I think Jamel beats him in boxing ability. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. Castano's a tough fighter. I think he can give a lot of guys problems.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He arguably beat Lara. You know what I'm saying? Lara's never an easy fight for anybody. You know what I'm saying? He's a smaller guy. He damn near beat Lara, and I'm a big Lara fan. You know what I'm saying? I think Castano, he could play spoiler, man. He might be the dark horse in the division, and I don't think Crawford should entertain fighting that guy.
Nah,
I think he'll have a better chance at beating Jamel than Castano. That's just my opinion. Castano's style is just something else.
I think Crawford should stay away from 154 altogether. I just think those guys are too big, and they hit too hard. And let's not act like Crawford. I don't want to call your boy chinny, but we know he's not. We know he doesn't have a chin like Spence. Can we agree on that? That Spence has a little bit better of a chin.
But Spence ain't fought nobody that can really punch him hard.
Well, yeah, but we've
Mean
never.
Machine, most of his fights was won by knockouts. So he's a knockout guy. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who he's fighting, most of his fights was won by knockout. Sean Porter, he's not a puncher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mikey Garcia, I mean, he has no arms.
Mikey Garcia can crack. Now you believe it?
Yeah,
I've never seen nobody have Jesse Vargas looking like that. They made him do the stanky leg. I mean, he had Jesse Vargas. I mean, yeah,
man, Jesse Vargas is he's the Mexican Austin Trout, bro. He's been around the block. He's been ran through the ringer. He's fought some of everybody and bro. I mean, I ain't giving Mikey no credit for that, really. I can't.
What about Danny? Danny can crack.
Danny is too. He's rich now, man. He got a lot of shit going on outside of boxing. Danny he was flat as fuck. But he said, he did say that Spence is 3 times stronger than Keith Thurman was. But Thurman is more skilled.
But you see, they always say that about Spence. Spence ain't skilled, but when they get in the ring, they can't seem to beat him. Isn't that funny? Everybody says, "Oh, he's not skilled. He can't box."
Spence is good. But you must admit, in a majority of his fights, he's always has some type of advantage, if not all advantages. Whether it was the size
what is that? What is that? Because
all
Sean Porter started from 100 and what? I think 68, right? Or 60, right? And he came Spence. Right, I think 152, maybe 154.
But Sean Porter's a midget, though, bro. He's a little.
It don't matter. Man. It don't matter, man. Weight's more important than height, in my opinion. It don't matter. It don't. He's bigger than him. If you about to see him fight, he might fight Ugas. So if he fights Ugas, I don't want to hear he fights a midget because he also fought Brook too, and Brook's a behemoth for welterweight too. So I mean,
so can we give Bud credit for Brook?
We can't give Bud credit for. Okay. Let me say this. Okay, so when it came, now I'm a man of my word. Now hold on. Let me explain. So when it comes to Brook, right? I gave Crawford credit because he got Brook out there earlier than I expected, but I did say Brook was past it. I did say that, but he did. I thought he would last about 10 rounds, 8 rounds with Crawford, but Crawford got him up out of there, quicker. And quote, you got him up out of there. So I mean, so he got him out of there. So I do give him semi credit, but it wasn't a prime. Was it a prime Brook? Bro, was that prime Brook? Be honest, was that prime Brook?
I think so because that jab. Okay, we seen what that jab did to Bud's eye. That motherfucker was hard. Kell Brook was hitting hard that night. Crawford just got him up out of there.
Yeah, but we're talking about Brook, a man who had both orbital bones broken and stopped.
Spence, if anything, Errol Spence fought the more damaged, broken fighter.
That's not true because Kell Brook didn't fight out welterweight in 3 years. He was looking like a zombie. Come fight night.
Crawford was damn near looking like a zombie. No, they both was looking like zombies. No. Yeah, they both were.
Look like fucking. Brook had AIDS. Brook had AIDS. Wait, Brook had AIDS. Brook had AIDS.
Hell no. Brook was in the best shape of his life. He was fresh and rejuvenated. He wasn't fresh off a beatdown from a middleweight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what it is. Kell Brook went in there with Terrence Crawford, a guy that was a lightweight, and got ran out the ring.
That's not true, man.
He ran him out the ring.
Brook had not fought at welterweight in 3 years.
It don't matter.
How does it not matter?
He wasn't coming off a loss. He wasn't coming off eye socket surgery. You know what I'm saying? He was coming off, a 2-3 fight win streak or something, fighting some guys. He looked good in those fights. You know what I'm saying?
154.
It don't matter.
Brook said he had problems making 147 even before the Crawford fight.
We're not going to use that as an excuse because Kell Brook didn't.
Okay, so then we're not going to use the excuse. Okay, so
he said this might be the end of the road.
All right, so Brook didn't lose that welterweight and he was still champion, so we're not going to use that as an excuse either. How about that? So Errol Spence fought a prime Brook, and how about this? And Crawford fought a Brook that was slightly past his prime. How about that?
How is he slightly past his prime? Crawford and Brook the same age. They both 34 years old.
We're talking about the amount of damage he took.
Crawford got dropped by Mean Machine, and he got wobbled by Gamboa.
But what is that supposed? We're not even talking about Crawford. We're talking about Brooke, man. What are you talking about? We're talking about Brooke.
Because you're talking about people getting hurt, and Kell Brook was in the best shape of his life. He said there was no excuses. He was coming off some wins. He wasn't coming off eye socket surgery 6 months prior.
Isn't that what they all say? I mean, I'm the best shape of my life. I can do this. Isn't that what all the fighters say when they get their big shot?
Hey, don't they say that? That's what he said.
But don't they all? They say, "Oh, I can win this." They believe they can win.
He made no excuses. You know what I'm saying? He made no excuses. Tell Errol Spence to get up in there with Terrence Crawford. That's what I want to see. I want to see Spence get up in there and beat up on Crawford. See if he can do that.
All right, man. We're gonna have to get him to stalemate on this one. We're gonna stalemate on this one because I'm not budging. It look like you ain't budging either. But I'm just at least I can go off. If this went to court, I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say. If this went to court and you put this in front of a judge and the judge asks, "Okay, everybody, well, how's this going down? Who can be proven from their actions?" Who can be proven from their actions who's in the right? Meaning, if we have Spence who gave out his game plan in the beginning, I'm gonna fight you for Undisputed. He's been collecting belts and is about to collect the third belt. Would the judge take Crawford's side complaining, "Oh, he doesn't want to fight me, he's scared"? Or would the judge take Spence's side because he's been proven from his actions that he's gonna fight Crawford, but he's just gonna fight Crawford for Undisputed? Who would the judge take?
Man, Errol Spence ain't show no real interest in fighting Terrence Crawford. Period. It's the things that he say. 80-20. Oh, well, he gonna have to take a back seat.
You know what? That was a joke. That was a joke. 70-30. That was a joke. The Buff fanboys took that out of the water. That was a joke, man.
He was for real. He told them that for real.
He was just how brothers they get on the camera and they just goofing around. That's what it was.
I've heard they was on FaceTime and Spence told him that.
Told him what?
70-30.
Listen.
Yep. Spence don't want to fight the guy.
From who?
Look at Derek James' actions. All these excuses. You know what I'm saying? I got receipts. You know what I'm saying? From years ago. They going through with their plan. They got other fights to be made. They don't really want to deal with Crawford. Yeah, we get it. He's a tough night out. But the fans, real fight fans, should be pressuring this man to fight him.
So when Crawford fights Muga his next fight, what are you gonna say?
Well, that's because these dudes, we see what happened. Al Heyman got Sean Porter on a leash. Al Heyman likely got Spence on a leash too, but Spence is likes being on the leash. And Keith Thurman, we don't know what the hell's going on with him. So could we blame Crawford for fighting Mr. Mahou? I mean, who else is he supposed to fight?
I mean, if he's gonna, man.
I thought the Sean Porter fight was gonna happen. I honestly thought that was the fight that was likely gonna happen. But then Sean Porter came out with this.
But what I'm saying is Crawford
talking about some magical guy in the background stopping me from fighting Crawford.
What I'm saying is Crawford's always a common denominator in this. He's always a common denominator. It's always when a fight falls through, it's always falling through with Crawford, and nobody's blaming him for anything. Does that make any sense?
Why is these guys putting a high price tag on a fight? Why do these guys want an astronomical amount of money to fight Bud? Pacquiao wants $40 million. Keith Thurman wants $10 million. Who knows how much Shaw really wants? Danny wanted $10 million. Everybody wants a lot of money to fight this guy. Why?
Because business. If I had a business and I had somebody who's across the street, they barely surviving. They eating off of fish and chips. Okay, they just selling fish and chips. All right, and I'm eating good. I'm eating good, man. I'm eating steak and lobster tails and crab legs and shrimp, jumbo shrimp. If I'm doing all that, and you have somebody across the street, are they going to have to capitulate to my whims, or am I going to have to capitulate to their whims? Which one is it?
Look, man.
That's my point. You know exactly I'm right.
No.
That's my point.
I kind of blacked out for a second, but All it is, bro. And this thing's been on for 3 years. This Crawford Spence shit been going on for 3 years. These guys are simply just freezing out Terrence Crawford. Just like Mr. Cheesehead B right here says, it's cool with the. I mean, they freezing him out.
I'm not cool with PBC.
You say you want to see. You say you want to see Bud in these big fights, fight somebody, right? But these somebodies are they freezing him out from fighting them.
But
so can we be mad at Bud?
No. This Crawford was the one who re-signed. That's Crawford's fault.
Man, that was like 3 years ago.
It doesn't matter. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, all the welterweights that are still here in their primes fighting at a high level.
All right,
so whose fault is that?
Did Errol Spence ever get Keith Thurman?
No, because he doesn't want to fight Keith Thurman.
But now is Keith Thurman getting Errol Spence?
Well, Keith Thurman wants Errol Spence, but Errol Spence doesn't want to give Thurman a chance because Thurman never gave him a chance. I understand that.
Okay. So just because they're on the same side of the street don't mean the fights will happen.
But what I'm saying, if Spence just said, you know what, Thurman, fight me. Thurman would drop what he's doing and he'd fight him. So
okay, so why Spence holding up all these fights that fans really want to see? Nobody wants to see Ugas.
I said it already. He wants to fight him for Undisputed. You gotta understand.
He said belts don't matter. But he said belts don't matter.
Who said belts don't matter? Oh, you're talking about Spence.
Yes, your boy.
But are we gonna really macro-analyze everything? Are we gonna macro-analyze everything this man says? I mean, this. If Spence says, oh, I want to go to Disneyland tomorrow. Oh, he wants to go to Disneyland instead of fighting Terrence Crawford. I mean, come on. All right, Bushido, man. It's fun shooting the shit with you, man. This is what I want to do for months, man. That's what I want to do for months, man. I don't know what you thought. You was ducking. You was ducking me, man.
But check out your boy, man. This is look at him.
Hey, get it. I mean, but the man can listen. The man just having fun. What is that?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just bullshit, man. It's cool, man. But he's scared of Bud, man. You know, Bud Crawford, that dangerous fight.
This is what I want, and I want to say this. This is my final summary here. If Spence shows energy for fighting Crawford as soon as he gets that third belt, I want every single Bud apologist to say, you know what, I was sorry and I was wrong.
Man,
but Spence wasn't gonna fight
no more though.
No, I'm just saying. I want to hear it. I don't want to hear no excuses. I want to say, you know what? I want you to man up and say, you know what, maybe I wasn't seeing it clearly. Maybe I understood the move he was doing. But so if Spence says,
they asked him what he wants. He said, I want to go on my ranch. I mean,
but he just said on Twitter
this stuff up for him.
He just said on Twitter, let's see who's holding up what once I get this third belt. So what I'm saying is if Spence energy changes and then he decides to go for Crawford after and guns for him, we need an apology, man, because there's so many YouTube channels slandering Errol Spence, saying Errol Spence is ducking him, that an apology must be mandatory across the YouTube boxing community. Everybody's gonna have to get on their knee and say, you know what, I was wrong, because I thought that he was ducking him for years, but you know what, it turns out he wasn't ducking him. He was just playing it smart. Can we get that? If that's the case, can we get that from the YouTube boxing community that's mostly on both sides? Can we get that? Man, yes or no, Bushido?
According to Diablo Hughes, Sloop, bro, he says 3 years too late for Spence groupies to ask for apologies.
I'm not a Spence groupie. I'm a logical groupie. I'm a fan of boxing. Okay, I'm a fan of boxing. I've been, I love boxing, man. I'm just saying though. Let's be honest though. We all have our fighters we like, that we more inclined to. Like you more inclined to Wilder and Crawford. Cool. But as long as your bias don't get in front of your logic completely, then we good.
Yeah. But Dano says before Bud re-signed with Top Rank, do we know who offered Bud a deal? Top Rank paid him like 3.5 a fight.
They could have been. He could have been. So the money he's been making at Top Rank, he could have been making that money or more at PBC because that he had all the potential big fights. So that we cancel that out right here. This scrap that. Scrap that. Scrap. Next.
I mean, it's not guaranteed he gonna get the fights on PBC. Gary Russell Jr. can't get a fight. Gary Antoine Russell, where he at?
I don't know. I see
Christopher Colbert. He should be a much bigger star right now. Like a lot.
Yeah.
PBC, not all the fighters on PBC over there eating good, bro.
No, I know. Gary Russell. I don't even. Did he duck Haney or did Haney duck him? 'Cause I've heard conflicting reports on that one. I don't know who ducked who on that one.
Who? Oh man, that whole situation pissed me off, man. I don't know. I don't think Gary was ducking. Gary needs a fight, man. Gary needs a opportunity.
He does.
I don't think he really tried. I don't think he at the point where he can afford to duck anything right now. You know
I don't think he's eating that good to be. But I've heard conflicting stuff. I heard that Haney was sending fake contracts, and I heard that Gary wasn't signing them on the real contracts. So I don't know. Boxing just became a soap opera, though. I agree, man. Boxing is man, the sport we all love, man. It's just it's going down the drain, man. It is going down the drain.
Mm-hmm. And see, it says before. Well, let me read this quote. He said before Bell resigned with Top Rank. Do we know? I mean, we don't know who offered him a deal, bro. And thanks for the $5 super chat. We don't really know. We don't know if Tim Smith and PBC. When you hear these guys that work for PBC talk about Crawford, I'm talking about the suit guys. They said nothing but like negative shit. They seem not to like Crawford too much. Even when what's the one promoter guy who's a vagabond now, Lou DiBella. He didn't seem too fond of Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Tim Smith saying all this funny shit. Only guy on PBC side that's potentially a suit guy is Floyd Mayweather, who gives Crawford high praise. Everybody else kind of downplays him and shit like that. Even Derek James, he downplay him. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it look like he don't. You know how many tickets has he sold and like what the fuck does that got to do with?
No, I agree. I agree with that. But but let's not act like Crawford. It hasn't been rated high. I mean, I had Crawford pound for pound number one. The only time I had him pound for pound number one is when Lomachenko lost and before Canelo fought Callum Smith. The reason why I didn't have Canelo pound for pound number one before that was because he did the PED shit, and so I forgave him by now though. So I forgave him and stuff, but I'm just saying that I have Crawford number one at a certain point, a couple months back. And people give Crawford his praise. They give him credit. I mean, he's the only fighter who is in the top 10 or ranked top 3 who has not even fought a pound for pound top number 10. Now, you can't dispute that. You can't dispute that.
But is it his fault that these guys don't want to fight him? I guess we just going to have to wait to see when his contract is up to see what.
I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, we can be saying that all day. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, I gotta go with facts.
Look, man. I mean, look, I'm gonna get ready to close this out, man. But if these dudes really wanted to test themselves against the guy that they say is the best fighter in the sport of boxing, then they'll do that. He's right there. You know what I'm saying? What do most of these guys besides Spence have to bring to the table? Nothing. None of them fight enough for the people to know who they are. None of them gain any momentum. None of them just draw.
I tell you what they bring. I tell you what they need is something that Bud needs, and that's a credible big name.
Well, that's true. That's it. That's all.
That's what Bud
needs. They don't want to fight him either, though. So now we got this. So now we're in a position in boxing to where we got a whole bunch of talented fighters that ain't fighting each other.
Well, yeah, that's true though. I'll give you that.
Or one guy's getting frozen out. Instead of us getting our modern day Fabulous Four, we see one guy getting frozen out. Instead of getting our modern day Fabulous Four on.
But how
y'all want to play politics and all this bullshit instead of getting your Fabulous Four on?
Who's gonna be the Fabulous Four? Spence, Crawford, Thurman, and what? Who else?
Porter.
Porter. Okay, yeah, Porter.
And then it's gonna be the Mike McCallum. He may not get a shot. But salute to everybody in the building.
I don't thank you, man. We've been talking shit for almost about an hour now, man. I'm looking at it here. About 59 minutes, man. I appreciate it, man. I've been trying to get on this bad boy for months, man. I was like, you how come you let me go before, man? I'm like, I just told you I wasn't gonna be disrespectful. We're gonna shoot the shit,
No, it's all good, bro. Because I'm not really, I'm getting my groove with these lives. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a, you know what I'm saying? But salute to you from stopping in. You know, we had a good discussion. You know, you my guy. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the guys in the comment section was giving you heat, but Leonard Thomas, he's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? LT, man, that's my guy. And salute to everybody in the building. Hit the like button for your boy on the way out. Have a good night.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Have a good night, man.
All right, bro.